It's the fantasy football championship, baby. Let's go. But before we get into that, my co-host Eddie, could you please share with us what transpired in the semifinals?
Man, some good matchups, some surprising outcomes. I mean, we had it all these semifinals. Like you couldn't call it. Like
Hmm.
first round, very formidable championship contender, and carry me Christian goes down. Arguably MVP of fantasy, Christian McCaffrey doesn't sniff a final. Next round, another formidable, my championship pick. So now I officially have no one left, just two sleepers. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, another fantasy MVP. Can't play one game, goes down in the first game. And before you know it, you got half a game from Tyreek Hill, your MVP, and we just I hate to trash talk, but we see what a team is really like when they don't have their best player. All I'm saying is, happens to the best of us. The injury bug catches us. I don't wish the injury bug on anyone in the fantasy playoffs. I'd rather deal with that in the regular season. But I really thought Gamblers Anonymous would be able to pull through, find out a way. I mean, Mans was scoring 120 one easily against me,
In his
but
sleep.
besides the point, like Mans dropped 260 against me and only to drop like what 210 against Kenny. So, you know, I don't want to say I'm so salty, but a little salty, but I've moved on and congrats to the two finalists. Uh Whatever Kenny's team name is. And then, my homie right here, my co-host, like, you know, back to the finals. I wish I could have met you. We were on opposite sides of the
We
bracket.
were
A championship finals rematch 2 years later would have been goated, especially with our history in basketball camp, but
facts.
wasn't meant to be. Injuries caught up to me just for me to pass it along. Since it's like that little voodoo. It's like that little Montezuma's revenge. Joe beat me after all these injuries. I'm like, here, take the injury bug with you, and got his ass.
Damn.
Almost.
Is
That's all
Kenny
I got.
next?
Maybe Joe passed it on to. Yeah, that's good for you, my guy.
Hey
Like,
man. First things first, I want to say congratulations to the Henchmen. Shout out to the GC, if you know, you know. And yeah, Kenny made it, and like I said, man, I wasn't trying to disrespect him when I picked Joe. It's just when you see Tyreek Hill dropping 30 in his sleep, it's kind of like, all right, you gotta hope that someone matches that consistently. And
exactly.
it was no disrespect to Kenny's team. We knew he was that dude. He was our, if we did the tier list more than what we did twice, and we were supposed to do it a couple times, but topics change and stuff. But low key, he would have been,
Heard.
in that S tier the whole
Yeah.
season. So, I think he is the one team that's consistently dropped like 110 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He
you
did it
know,
again.
they did it again. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, heading to the finals, it's like pick your poison, but it's
I take that over Tyreek any day, personally.
yeah, yeah, of
Like,
course.
and there's
That
no
and
disrespect,
CMC, that and
like you
CMC.
said. Yeah, like
Do
I
you know?
got Kenny. I would have had Kenny beating anybody but Joe and Sabrina,
Yeah,
just based off CMC and Tyreek Hill. So, it's
you,
respect more to those two players more than like the managers. I don't think the managers really did too much. I mean, that's a no brainer.
yeah. I think the beauty of the CMC magic was when the dragon was finally slain. That I got to actually enjoy the 49ers doing good.
Oh
And
yeah.
now I hope they do good, but I hope Debo doesn't go crazy. I ain't gonna wish injury. I ain't creep like that, but
You ain't
hope.
will wishing injury on DK.
Yeah, the torn ACL was crazy, but I ain't gonna
Ever
bring
since that comment, DK was
you
kicking.
know, but
Not funny.
I'm in the Christmas spirit, and I'm very thankful. Got my get back on. What I'm saying, yes, sir. Got my get back on my long awaited rival, Eric. A lot of history as well. Faced him in the finals on several occasions. Faced him in the playoffs on several occasions. And last year you know, pause, but he just downright destroyed me.
Took down Goliath.
And I at first, I make the jokes like, oh, Josh Jacobs, has the game of his life. And honestly, I was looking back at it. I know I got blown out, but like it didn't hit me that even if he didn't have Josh Jacobs, I still would have lost by like 80 fantasy points. It was like something absurd. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, he did you dirty.
did me dirty, man. So this whole year, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This whole year, I'm like, yo, I want to face him in the playoffs. I don't care when, who, what finals. I don't give a shit. I want to face him again, and I want to blow him out. Pause. And unfortunately, I got my get back, man. But
Yes, sir.
like the great Black Mamba said,
Job not finished, job not
job,
done.
job not
Job
finished.
done?
No,
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so. I don't think so either. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole 2 weeks I got to stress about. So
Be happy about.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't. What did Kim K say? I didn't come this far just to come this far.
Yes, sir.
So
Damn, well,
yeah. Yeah. So good luck to my boy Miguel Twitzel, aka the Henchman. No, I'm kidding, Kenny. Shouts out to Kenny. He did his thing, kept his nose clean, didn't overthink, just stayed true to the plan, just like myself. And now we're facing off. And just beat you to the punch on this one. You know who my pick is, man.
I mean, why would you change anything? You've gotten this far.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he
You
was.
could be facing fucking Kiwi.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. I could have been facing, the Make a Wish. I would have picked them. Just no disrespect to those people. I pray for you as well. But he doesn't have the defense in right now. But I see that the defensive projections would put us pretty much even, 113 projected on each end. And, you know, that's probably due part to the 5 point bonus on my end. And hey, man, like you say, you fight for these points, man, and it goes a long way. So hopefully it makes a difference. But I got Kenny. What about you?
it doesn't matter what I pick because I picked you to win in the first round and you still ended up winning. And I picked you to beat Eric and you still ended up winning. So I picked you every round and you won. And I don't want to play favorites. So I'm gonna give you my actual pick. I think I got Kenny in this one,
Ah,
edging you out. And here's the issue, right? Here's the issue.
mm-hmm.
What I used to always say about Patrick Mahomes, I'm starting to have to say for Josh Allen. Like I think he's just shown that he's just whenever he plays like that, like that's 40, damn near 40 points. And like no mistakes, that's 40 points. Like he gets 35 plus with throwing bad interceptions. So like
Yes.
and his team is fighting to get into the playoffs. He's a like anytime he's for whatever reason he's loving to throw to James Cook, which is the worst thing that can happen for you because if James Cooks runs it in at 6 points, if he throws it to him, that's
It's
12
12.
points plus whatever yards he got. I think that's an insane stack. And I think what it plays in your favor though is the fact that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes have not boomed all year. And we go into week 16, I believe, in the playoffs. So I find it hard to believe that 16 out of 18 weeks played and they're not going to boom eventually. I think it's going to come one of these games, pause, one of these two games. And I think it's going to be one of these matchups where it comes down to, you know, the last game, like Monday night type, which
Oh.
I wouldn't wish for either one of you because you're gonna lose years off your life. Hair's gonna like turn gray. You're gonna be both balding. But I do think it's just so hard right now to bet against Josh Allen, especially when I know what he's going for. But I will say what also plays into your advantage is that I feel like the Kenny does overthink sometimes. Right now he has a debacle with Jamar Chase. Overall, I just think Kenny's been consistent all year. And I wanna give him his respect because I did pick against him when it came to Joe, and yeah, but I'm really not confident on this pick at all, like at all, like as I was saying it to you, I was like, damn, maybe I should flip right now, and you know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Nah.
I got you, bro.
Hey, let's
I got
go.
you.
Yes.
Let's go. You know what? I
Yes.
thought about it. I just thought about it again, man. You've been outscoring everybody all year, bro. All playoffs. Like you just been putting up numbers, and Kenny had that dud against Carlo. It could happen again. So you know what? I got you. But it might be one of those things where remember when the Chiefs played the 49ers and one day people had the Chiefs, the next day you had the
Yeah, yeah.
it's gonna keep changing for me, but like right now, you just witnessed it live. I just flip flopped.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Sure, there's none more to it. You got any closing remarks you want to say?
Yeah, shout out to the third place matchup. People don't talk about the third place matchup.
You don't.
Eric and Joe. What do I look like picking against Joe again? Like, I'm not gonna do that. So I think Joe's gonna get third place. It's a shame Tyreek Hill's gonna be back just for a third place matchup, but sometimes you can't
No.
call it.
Yeah, you know what's insane? And Joe, I feel so sorry for you, man. But hey, you know what? Joe got his ring in fantasy basketball, so he would have been the second person to win both basketball and football in the same season. So like, I know he's not hurting too much, but I'm sick for him. I see, Eric projected 98 points, and then I look at Joe projected 130. That is
Yeah,
literally 20, damn near 20 points ahead of me and Kenny,
yeah.
and we're in the finals. Let that sink in for a second.
Yeah, man.
Eh,
That I feel bad. I feel bad because this is almost like you last year where you had like this perfect team and it didn't amount to anything
Yep.
because you were just out. So you just
Mm-hmm.
put up these numbers for no reason. That's when it hurts. Like it doesn't hurt me that like honestly speaking, like I'm joking around and all of that, but it doesn't bother me because I knew I didn't have a championship team
Mm-hmm.
here just with the injuries. But to have a championship team and to have it just taken away from you,
The one that
it
got
hurts.
away.
It's almost like, being in your inaugural season and you're in the semifinals and
Mm.
you're about to advance to the finals and one final change changes everything and, you end up outscoring the two people that were in the finals the next
No.
week.
Isn't that the worst feeling?
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
Still to be happy about.
you're up 2-0?
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.